the Pimp and Jeezy able to get clarity in that situation? When you were talking to Slick and y'all was trying to figure it all out, how were they able to squash that beef and work it out?
So Julia Beverly had the Ozone Awards, so Pimp was scheduled to get an award.
Yeah.
And Jeezy also was gonna get an award. So the what they call themselves back then, corporate thugs.
CTE.
Yeah, CTE was in that motherfucker deep. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was in that deep.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, Pimp, I don't know about you, man, but shit, them is too many of them niggas, man.
Yeah.
So at that point, I seen the tension, man, and so I had the opportunity, because I knew Jeezy and Slick Puller, all of them before when they was little pups. You know what I'm saying? Before they became the pit bulls and the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? I know them when they was pups. I know Jeezy, doing the BMF when he had the little, he used to be riding with the BMF brothers and shit, and be all up in strokers and all that shit. So I feel, and Slick, I know them niggas, so I feel I had a little leeway to holler at them. I never hollered at Jeezy personally about it, but I had a chance to holler at Slick, and that was my opportunity to try to squash it. And I think that Pimp at that point, agreed, and I told Slick Puller, man, we done with this shit. We don't want no plex. We don't want no smoke. Y'all say smoke. Back then they said you don't want no plex, right?
Yeah.
So, that's how that shit was kind of like that. But, really wasn't even no beef. The shit, basically stemmed from, Jeezy and Pimp C did a song called Dickies. And Pimp C, he's a free-spirited, free-hearted person. He from the old school. So if Pimp and Too Short wanted to do a song, Too Short would call Pimp, and Pimp would call Too Short. They do a song, and that was that. They'll put the song out. They try to get some traction, some BDSs. Well, in the new era, which was the Jeezy era, which was a little bit, later than the Pimp C era, the Pocket Full of Stone era, it's like, the record labels is behind this shit. So the record label sent an invoice over to Pimp C for $60,000. So Pimp, man, thinking it's Jeezy, so he went to just going off. And I was at the concert when he called him all the other stuff. Pimp said, yeah, ain't no nigga to the 17.5. So I was like, I'm from Milwaukee. We was paying 25. So I take a few of them 17.5. Shit, man, send about 100 of them motherfuckers over here. I get back in the game for the 17.5, it was just a joke. And Pimp said, ain't nobody got no 17.5, so, and it was really, his way of really kind of getting at Jeezy, but Pimp really loved Jeezy. You got to remember, man, we did the Get Throw video. Remember that? So it was me, Pimp, Zero, and Jeezy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we was fucking with them. Bum was fucking with BMF, and he was fucking with Jeezy heavily. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy's that nigga, man. Jeezy, when nobody was fucking with him, everybody was fucking with him. You remember, they didn't want to sign him back then. Then he hit the motherfucker with that Trap or Die. And with Drama, that shit just went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So then everybody got on his dick, but we was fucking with Jeezy before all the dick riding and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, Pimp loved Jeezy. He loved Jeezy. He died, loved Jeezy. I know he loved Jeezy, because he wanted that peace. But, like, everybody know my nigga Pimp, sometimes he smoke a little weed, do a little thing, and he go off. You know what I'm saying? And he would get high and talk shit, and and he talk shit. He don't care about who he talking to. And by then afterwards, he was like, God damn, kid, I shut down. Then I said, yeah, nigga, we got to get out of this one, right? You know what I'm saying? Because now we got to do damage control. Because the worst thing that I think that Pimp did in the Atlanta thing was that he did it before the album dropped. So you got to remember, a lot of niggas from Atlanta,
love the Pimp.
Yeah, so Pimp said Atlanta's the gay capital of the world. He said that Atlanta ain't the South. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, Pimp, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. But you know what I'm saying? He had did it was too late. But he'd call you and then he'd do some shit after he'd tell you. You'd be like, nah, nigga, do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'd be riding sometime and he'd be talking to the boss man. I'd be like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. You know what I mean? Because, Pimp, he speak his mind.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say the man never disrespected me, man. He always held me at a high esteem, man.
That's right.
He'd be in interviews. I'll be nowhere. He'd be like on the Beehive interview. He'd be giving all you got to do is go look at some interview. And that's one thing I loved about the dude. But I think that might have stemmed from, him always wanting to be a pimp, you know what I'm saying? Then meeting me and me being one of the top pimps in the game, I think I was like, from a distance, I was his idol. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing, me being as real as I was, you know, when the nigga went to jail, you know what I'm saying, I was right there. You know what I'm saying? Day one, I was there when he had the khakis on, the oranges on, you know, shit like that. I think, you know, that kind of made our relationship solid. You know what I'm saying? There's a few other things that I don't want to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of niggas don't know I brought him a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I was pimp manager by default. You know what I'm saying? I was hooking it up with all the street niggas, the Don Fetties and the D-Shay Joneses, all them niggas, you know, niggas that was having their major bag. I mean, we talking about niggas that didn't put up $300,000-$400,000 fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I was bringing a lot of money to Pimp C. That's why he said, if you look at my movie, the best, he said, me and Pimpin Ken rap hustle. That's what he mean. Pimp said, nigga, if you want 16, nigga, it's 16 bands. If you want 8 bars, it's 8,000. If you want a 4, which is 4 bars, it's 4,000. And we was literally selling bars like that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so, you know, yeah, man, you know, it was a strong relationship. He was like the brother I never had, man, and, you know, he was a stand-up dude, man, you know, and 2 days before he died, he called me and said, Ken, I'm sorry for being so tardy, you know, because we had like a 2-week span where we didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing. But during the time when he was doing the album, I was there. You know what I'm saying? So you think about, you know, they did it at the studio where Michael Jackson recorded at. So everybody was coming there. Lil Jon, all them brothers was coming there to record. And I would be there, and we stayed at the Beverly Hills Hotel on Jive Records, so we was eating that budget up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a $2 million budget. You know, Pimp even, you know, gave me a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he charged it to the record company. You know what I'm saying? You know, so Pimp, you know, then he had a beef like with the record label. You know, he felt like they didn't give him his just due. So thanks to Jive, you know, in their last album, they took care of him. You know, they took care of him. They gave him a nice rollout. And the album, I think, is up to about maybe 4 or 5 million. I'm on that album as well. It's called the UGK album, I believe. Yes, sir. You know, so you know, it's just so. I got so many Pimp C stories. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. You know, but like I said, you know, on the sex tape, you know, a lot of people don't really understand that, you know, it's not me saying that Pimp got a sex tape to try to clout chase to try to get. It was an interview where the situation came out, and I just ran out of shit to tell the niggas because it was a whole hour, and the nigga was the other niggas there. He was a Pimp C, so we was like competing with who got the best Pimp C story. So I said, I gotta say something that this nigga don't know. I said, nigga, I bet you don't know about the sex tape. So that was, and I wouldn't even realize. I forgot she was there. I forgot that we was being filmed. So I was looking at this shit like, damn, you know, nigga, nigga, I fuck with Pimp for real, nigga. Do you know about this? He was like, do you know about this? And this is my nigga too. You know, both, you know, we cool, all us family, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, he knew about the deal. He knew Ruben, you know, which is Rick Rubin, which is Pimp's manager, you know, the dude that was making all the moves for us over there. You know, so I was like, I just wanted to hit the nigga under the belly, like, nigga, you don't know about the sex tape. And man, I didn't know that shit was gonna go viral and everybody was gonna be talking about the sex tape and not about the interview, actually what we was talking about. And then, you know, I didn't know you had clout chasers where niggas would try to, you know, piece some shit and, you know, edit some shit and say, yeah, Pimpin Ken said this. And, you know, like I said, man, I would never, if Pimp C had a sex tape with Beyonce, I would never tell no motherfucker no shit like that. I'm a street nigga, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I'm a boss for real. Like I said, like I told you earlier, you know, my cousins now, you know, they high officials in the gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, Dagwood, shout out to my cousin Dagwood, the new mixtape we got, Paper Chasing, my cousin Dagwood, you know, Ike Taylor's motherfucking son, you know, my motherfucking cousin, my family. Shout out to my cousin G Gov, you know. So, you know, I got real gangster shit around me all the time. I mean, like, you know, my niggas in Milwaukee, they run that shit. You know what I'm saying? They killers, you know, gangsters. So I can't be out here on some slime ball ass shit. I got to be careful what I say because I'm accountable. I got to go back in the hood. You know, I'm in the hood every day. A lot of niggas, you know, they leave the hood and go to motherfucking Hollywood. I go to hood and I leave the hood, wherever hood I go, I'm in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the hood. I can't go to Hollywood. I'm in Hollywood. You know, so I don't just say slime ball ass shit. You know, I'm a real dude, man. I don't, you know, I mean, you know, I love the streets. I'm from the streets, man, you know, and I respect the codes of the streets, but I'm not finna be putting Pimp out there and embarrassing his wife and his kids on some fake shit. You know, I ain't finna lie. You know, I ain't saying no shit like that. But, you know, I understand the dude trying to get views and shit like that. So, you know, like I said, man, where he took one man tries, another man treasures. So what he took as a negative, me and you finna turn around as a positive, let people know that that ain't the case. Yeah, there was a sex tape. Yeah, I did see a sex tape. Yeah, it was an R&B chick in there. Who the R&B chick is, y'all go have to figure that out on your own. The person I'm talking about,